Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the webinar session. I hope you all are fine. As you know that we are conducting the webinars in a weekly basis. It enhances your knowledge about busy software. Also, it can help you with you can more frequently you can use the busy software. In this today's topic, we will discuss that tips and tricks about switch financial year with busy 21. After the financial year switching, maybe you are getting some problems or issues in your data. So how you correct that issues? So here I can explain you some of the tips and tricks. So are you facing any challenges in transitioning your company to the new financial year? Don't worry, we have solution for you. Please listen carefully in this webinar. So in between, if you have any questions or queries, please write it down and you can ask in a Q&A chat box. Today's session objectives are, in this session, you'll be learn year-end process, tips to change financial year with busy 21, challenges and solutions. So as you know that the year-end process, it was completed. March 31st, the date was completed. So everybody has, I hope everybody was completed the process and now you are started the bill number from 1 onwards. So this is the new financial year from 24-25 financial year. So in this financial year, you have been carry forwarded all the balances to the current year. Then you have started your working. But also you maybe get some of the difficulties over there because some balances they're not matching. Some GST related balances are not reflected in the current year, right? So let us see one by one particular problems that is called challenges. Then also I can give you some solution also. So end of the webinar, you'll be have a question and answer session. Please be active in this session and you can ask the questions. As you know that in our previous webinar, we given some of the information about how you do the year-end process, what are the precautions you have to follow. So everything we had already explained. In that, we said that the finalize all transactions. This is very important. Before going to change the financial year, you need to complete all the necessary entries required for you. Sometimes you may be having some purchase bill that is not entered by you. You can complete that entry. You can enter some sale voucher, receipt voucher, payment voucher. So these are the different types of vouchers that you can complete by first and foremost, you can complete that entries. After that, you can verify the reports. If any party masters are not matching in a trial balance or any ledger statement which is not matching, or is there any other P&L balance sheet that is not matching? So you just verify the reports, and if any corrections you required, you can do the corrections. And third step, we said that to year-end entries, year-end adjustment entries. The year-end adjustment entries are very important. Sometime if you are managing fixed assets with the depreciation calculations, etc., and there is some profit also you can be earned in the end of the year. So you just transfer the profit to the capital holders. So that is why the necessary adjustment entries is required with the journal through the journal. So also you have some GST payable balances, TDS payable balances, so etc. So that's why you need to post some adjustment entries. So these are the some precautions that you have to follow. So based on this, we have conducted the webinars on previously also. So take a backup. This is very important steps. We said that before doing the change financial year process, you have to take a backup. So this is precautions. In our next slide, let us just see the year-end adjustment entries. I said you that there are some adjustment entries. The first adjustment entry will be charged depreciation on fixed assets. Suppose you are having one vehicle, machineries, buildings, etc. These all are the fixed assets. For the fixed assets, you have to charge the depreciation because year by year, the value of the fixed assets to be going to reduce. For that, you have to post one journal voucher, and that journal voucher value will be reflected in your profit and loss statement. So that you can enter one adjustment entry for that. And next entry will be the interest paid on loan account. Suppose you have taken a loan from a bank. So beyond on that, you are paying some of the interest to them. So then you have to post one journal voucher against that interest paid. Similarly, stock adjustment entries. Suppose in previous year you are not managed the stock in properly. Sometime it might be in negative also, negative stock. So after this year, that is a new current year, you wants to manage it by properly. So then you have to use the physical stock entry method. Through that, you can manage the stock properly. Once you match it through the physical stock entry, so going further, the stock is proper. So this is how you have to post one journal physical stock journal voucher. And fourth entry is your GST adjustment and payment entries. For example, in a March month, you have some GST payable balance, but that GST you can made the payment of GST you can made it in a April month, but the April month it comes under the next financial year. So in that case, you post one GST payable that the journal voucher and post the balances to GST payable account. Then after carry forward the balances, you have to post another payment voucher. That one I can show you later. So this is also one of the important adjustment entry. And another is profit and loss amount transferred to the capital account. So the business is having multiple capital holders. You can say it as a partnerships or proprietors, etc. So then end of the day, end of the year, we have to give the profit. We have to transfer the profit. As a company, we have to transfer the profit to them. So then we have to post on journal vouchers from Busy. So these are the five important adjustment entries that you have to enter it by Busy before going to change the financial year. In detail, we had already seen that how to do this kind of adjustment entry in Busy in our previous webinar. So later you can switch your company to the next financial year. So that steps we will see once again afterwards. And here in this specific webinar, mainly we are concentrating to challenges and solutions. Challenges and solutions. So challenges, it means after changing the financial year, it might be the balances can't match, or the stock balances it can't match, party balances it can't match, or there is some GST payable values it can't match, etc. So let us discuss one by one. In our busy software, you know that the change financial year options, it comes here, change financial year. If you want to create a new financial year, you can select this new financial year option and you can start the process. This is the change financial year option and it will be available under the administration menu. So here, creating financial year without carrying balances. Suppose the business owner or business that busy operator, he wants to change the financial year, but they don't want to carry forward the balances. So what to do that? For that, busy is having specific feature here. When you when you changing or when you creating a new financial year from busy, so then you'll be have an option here. Don't carry item balances, or when you when you're changing the financial year, so here you'll be have a checkbox. So in that you will be have an option don't carry balances, but I have already created one new financial year, so that reason, so I'm not getting that option. If I'm deleted this current financial year, then I can get option. So that what I can do, I can switch the next financial year 24-25 first. There I can show you. So now my company is opened in 24-25 financial year. Here, when you're trying to change or create a new financial year from busy, at that time, you'll be have an option called create new year only. Don't carry balances. Just enable this. You just enable this and you can start the process. So that what happened? All the masters to be carried out to the next financial year, but balances to not to be carried out. Balances will be zero. So this is how you have to do that. You can do that, this type of settings. All right. So the next point here is resolving RT error. RT, it means runtime error 91, object variable not set while changing financial year. So this problem will be arise when you try to create a new financial year with you. So that's this problem is specifically it comes related to the data directory issue. It means sometimes the data directory where the data directory you kept in your computer, it might be don't have the valid permissions or full access controls. So then we'll be getting this problem, RT91 error. So what we will do, then we will replace that folder and we will paste that folder into some other folder or some other drive. So then the problem will be resolved. The first step you have to follow that you just copy the data directory folder, main data folder, and keep it somewhere else. Suppose it is in C drive, busybin folder, you just copy that folder and keep it in a D drive. After that, you can set the data directory like here. Just come to the company, close company, in a set a data directory. You can change the data directory. So this is the assume that this is the data directory, for example, VDA. So just set like this. So this is how you can replace the folder, or you can copy the folder and keep it somewhere else, and you can specify the path of that folder. Okay, so this is how you have to manage your this problem. Suppose after doing this, again the same problem persists, then what we will do, we will run the rewrite account books option. So let me open my company here. I can change. I just open company. Here in a housekeeping menu, there is one option called rewrite account books. The rewrite account books, you can run it out. The rewrite account books, it will take a little bit much time. That is hardly based on your data size, it will take time. Sometimes the data is very less, then the process is completed very soon. Otherwise, it will take more time. You have to please patience and you have to wait some time. Once the process is completed, then you can switch the financial year. And this rewrite account books to be done in our previous financial year, not in a current financial year. So what I'm trying to say that if you are facing any difficulties while you creating a new financial year, that time you might be getting this error RT91. Then what you need to do, you need to follow the step number one, that is solution number one. You can copy the main data folder and keep it in some other folder or some other drive, and you can specify the data directory path over there in busy. Then you can check if again the same problem persists, you can go for the solution number two. In that solution number two, you are having an option called rewrite account books in your busy software under the housekeeping menu. You just run that option. Once the process has been completed, after that you can try to change the financial year. So, all right. So this is the second point. And going further in our next slide, let me explain you about carry forward the below configurations to the next financial year. What are the configuration? That is, first one is party item price structure. The party item price structure, these settings is available in busy. I can show you that settings. Suppose you are in a previous year, 23-24 financial year. In this 23-24 financial year, maybe you are enabled the feature called party item pricing. That feature is available under inventory menu, item pricing mode in voucher. There you're having an option called party item price discount structure. The second one, you can enable that option and save it. If the party or if the busy user, if they are enabled this feature in a 23-24 financial year, and he can configure some prices for the parties based on their needs. That configuration he has to do here. Party item price structure. The party item price structure. The first thing they're enabled the feature, later he can configure the pricing over here. Party item price structure, you can just select the party groups. So here I have one party called Sunday debitors. You just select the party groups and define the party discounts. For example, this item is 10% discount, this item is 20% discount, this item is 30% discount. Either you can mention in discount or else you can mention price also. There is a both options are available, and these settings has been done in our previous year. But after changing the financial year or after creating the financial year, these settings cannot be carried to the next year. So that is the point here. So assume that I was save this voucher, save this configuration. After saving this configuration in our previous year, when you create a new financial year, then it should not be carried out. If it is one, if you wants to carry this configuration in the next year also, then you have to run one utility. That utility is available here under the change financial year option. You are getting an option called carry item pricing information. Carry item pricing information to 1424. Here you are getting one option party item price structure. You just run this utility. Then only the party pricing and discount structure, this configuration is carried out through the next year. This is first point. And the next point here, item quantity discount price structure. The same thing, the same settings available for item quantity discount price structure also. So previously we had seen that party item price structure. The same way you can enable the another settings called item quantity price or discount structure. The same thing will be work for this also. So if they are using using these configurations in their previous year, then they have to run the utility available under the change financial year menu. Then only the settings will be carried out. And item parameter pricing. That item parameter pricing, this feature is available under inventory menu. In this screen, you can see here parameterized detail. In our 23-24 financial year, anybody they are using parameter detail features, and they are keeping the prices based on the parameters, then that settings cannot be carried out automatically. If you wants to carry it out, then you have to run the utility. So that configuration you can configure from here. Configuration item parameter wise pricing. For example, the item parameter wise pricing is enabled and configured from here. So this is the configuration. Suppose if you are already configured, then after creating a new financial year, these configurations cannot be carried out. For that, you have to run this utility available under change financial year. Carry item pricing information. Then you can run this utility item pricing, item parameter pricing. You can run this utility. All right. Once you run this utility, then this type of screen will appear. Here you can see that create master if they do not exist in next financial year. Sometime after the financial year changing, you can modify your modify your data in a previous year data. Then some masters also created. Then in that case, you can tick this option. You can click this checkbox. Then you can run the utility like this. Now the party item price structure synchronization has been done, and later you can go to the next financial year, and there you can check the configurations. Configurations. Here you can see the party item price structure, sales, sundry, debitors. Now you can see that. So just now, so I was entered Penta 10% discount, general that product group 20% discount, Limca 30% discount. So after running this utility, it should be carried out to the next financial year. It is comes here. Okay. In our next point, let us discuss that BCN wise pricing. If you are managing the barcode number, then barcode number wise pricing you are using in a previous year, that also you can carry it out after running this utility. Otherwise, it can't carry it to the next year. The BCN wise pricing also you are using, then these informations also carried out after running this utility. Now here I'm not getting the BCN wise pricing feature. The BCN wise pricing feature, first you need to enable from inventory, parameterized details, Here you can have an option called BCN wise pricing. First, you enable the barcode. After enabling the barcode, there is one option BCN wise pricing. First, you enable this option and save it. You can see that BCN wise pricing. You just run this utility, then the particular BCN wise pricing information will be carried out. So I hope this slide informations will be understand for everyone. Let me move further. In our next slide, let us discuss carry forward post-dated check entries in the next financial year. How to carry forward this. Post-dated checks, PDC check. Everybody knows that PDC means post-dated checks. If you entered any post-dated checks in your busy software, then automatically that post-dated checks cannot be carried to the next financial year. But you can regularize it. To regularize these PDC vouchers, what you have to do, that I can show you now. First thing here, first you can post one voucher in a 23-24 financial year. That is payment voucher. Here I can post one payment voucher. This type is PDC and the date you have entered 5th of April, 5th of April 2023. That is 24. That is 24. And party is Jiva Supermarket, Super Drinks Private Limited. 1,000 rupees that you are made a payment to them. It's a new reference. So now I have entered one payment voucher. Then you can just change the financial year. And in my busy software, I have already created the two financial year. I already created a financial year so that I can carry forward the balances once again. Now all the balances are carried out. And then I can switch to 24-25 financial year. This is my 24-25 financial year. In that, we are getting one utility called miscellaneous data entry, regularized PDC. When you click this utility, then BC is warning you that would you like to carry BDC voucher entered in previous year but belongs to current year. Once you press this yes, then the PDC voucher count will be shown here. How many PDC voucher that you have entered in a previous year, that count will be shown here. Now I have entered only one PDC, so that's why it is showing here one. Then save the voucher. If you required, you can use the filter also for one bank or all bank. Specify the date. Then all the PDC vouchers that you have entered will come here. So just now I said that only one count is showing, but here it is showing more because the only one voucher it was not synced in a current year. That is the reason it is showing in a one count, and all other vouchers are already synced in a next year. So now here you can see that the party name Jiva Supermarket, Jiva Super Drink Private Limited, the party name it was showing that, and the value will be 1,000 rupees. Now you want to regularize it, you just select the voucher and you can regularize. Once you regularize the voucher, then this voucher will be saved in our current year, that is 24-25 financial year. So the entry is saved here. And once you open the entry, you can check the date. The date is, it was showing that 5/4/2024. But the check entry was done, the date it was 31st of March. The previous year, the entry will be done. But after the regularization, it should be saved in a current year and current year date. This is called PDC check management and you can carry forward the post-dated checks entries to the next financial year. This process you have to follow. In our next slide, let me explain you that another point called carry forward updated master information to the next financial year. Sometime after creating the financial year, you need some changes in a party master or their mobile number or their GSTN number. or any item master informations, etc. Then you can switch to previous year, and there you can make some changes. If you made some changes in a previous year, then automatically that changes cannot be reflected in current year. If you wants to reflect in current year, so then you have to carry forward the balances or carry forward the information along with some settings that I can explain you now. For example, this is my previous year. I switch to my previous year, and then I can open any specific party master. Example, I was selecting the party master called Jiva Super Drinks Private Limited. So this party mobile number here, it was given 988, this one. So let me change the party mobile number. So I was entered 999 something like that. And also if you want to make any changes like address or GST number, etc., made a changes, and then you just save it. Once you save the informations, then it can't reflect in current year, that is 24-25 financial year. If you wants to reflect in next year, then you have to carry forward the informations once again. For that, you can run the utility financial year from 1/4/24. This type of pop-up will appear. Just press yes, and here you'll be getting two filters: all masters or new change master. If you selected all master, then it will take more time. But for that, we are suggesting you to select this new and change master. Just select this one, and you run the process. When you before running the process, in that you will be getting another three checkbox. One is carry account full details. Suppose address, registration detail, etc. you want to carry it out, you can tick this checkbox. And carry item full information. Suppose in item master you change some HSN codes, pricings, etc. You just enable this checkbox. After that, you can start the process. Then only the informations will be carried to the next year. This is how you have to manage. Okay. So now I was carried my informations. Let me open my next financial year, 24-25. It is my 24-25 financial year. Again, I can open the party master, Jiva Super Drinks Private Limited. So here you can see the mobile number. It was showing that 999, right? So this is how you can manage. Just a second. So in our next slide, let us see that carry forward uncleared bank entries. That is, that bank reconciliation process with busy. So bank reconciliation process, it can help you to uh, clear the bank entries. That is, you can verify your bank statement as well as along with your software entries. For that, you need to follow the bank reconciliation method. Suppose any uncleared entries are there, so how you carry forward that entries in next year? If you are facing any difficulties, you can just note down the steps. For example, this is my previous financial year, 23-24 financial year. In this financial year, I was using bank reconciliation concept. So the bank reconciliation statement is available under display menu. Here you can see the uncleared entries. You can check the uncleared entries by like this. So the date range wise, you can check. These are the uncleared entries. Suppose these entries, it can't carried out automatically after changing the financial year or after creating the financial year. For that, you have to follow one specific utility. You have to run the specific utility available under administration menu, change financial year. There you will be getting an option called carry bank reconciliation entries. Just run this utility. After running this utility, then when you switching to next financial year, that will be getting the uncleared entry informations. Otherwise, you can't get. If anybody there is supposed to facing these difficulties or problems in your database or in your data, I requested to everyone to run this utility. Then only the bank reconciliations pending or uncleared entries to be carried out. Okay. In my next slide, let me explain you briefly that party balance not carried forward to current year. What is the resolution for that? Suppose after changing or after creating the financial year, the party balances can't carry it. So then what to do? For example, here I can take one party. The party is called, you can see the party. So this party is Garwal General Store, and the opening balance zero, or else I can take another party. That party is Jiva Supermarket. Let me take 1,45,120 rupees is the closing balance. Again, we will switch to our current financial year. There we will see the balance. Here the opening balance will be 1,55,120. There is some mismatch is there. The closing balance it was showing 1,45,000, but it is showing 1,55,120. There is some 10,000 gap will be there. So in this scenario, you need to run the balances, you need to carry forward the balances once again. Then only the balances it can match. For that, you can run this change financial year. Under that, you'll be have an option financial year from 1/4/24. Later, you can run this carry balances utility. Just run it. All masters or only change and new masters. The process it was started. Sometimes the party balances it can't match. So then you have to run the carry forward balance utility once again. Then it can be matched. Okay. Now again, let me check the balance once again. All right. The opening balance now it is reflected as 1,55,120 rupees. The exact closing balance value, how much that is showing in a previous year, that should be carried out once again, and it is our opening balance of current year. The value will be matching. So I request to everyone to follow the steps. If anybody they are facing the difficulties in their stock account, that is in a balance sheet report, sometimes the stock account can't reflect or the value it can't reflect properly. So then you can enable one specific filter, so then you can view the balance sheet, then it will be fine. So here you will be have the option to view the balance sheet report under the display menu. Just open the balance sheet report viewing option. There will be getting one specific filter called update balance sheet stock. Just enable this filter. In the checkbox, there is two options, no, yes. That's it. Just enable yes and see the report. Then only the balance sheet can reflect the closing stock or stock in hand value. Okay, here you can see that stock in hand. So this is the stock account not showing value in a current year problem. If anybody they are facing the problem, you can follow the steps. In my next slide, let me explain you briefly that defining stock value manually. Sometimes the user, if they wants to enter the stock value by manually, so they have to enable one specific settings that comes under administration, configuration, feature and options, accounts tab. But I request to everyone before doing this, you have to take us precautions because you have to take a backup. Then only you can run this utility or you can do the settings. Here will be have an option called balance sheet stock updation. Suppose the balance sheet stock updation, it is a stock status. It will be like this. Then you can't update the stock status by manually. If you want to update the stock status by manually, you have to select manually or either you have to keep it as ask me. Either you can keep manually or either you can keep ask me. Don't select stock status. So now the thing is the user or the BC operator, if they wants to enter the stock value manually by month wise, then he has to do these settings. Once they complete the settings, then later he come to the report viewing option, display final results, balance sheet report. Just you specify the date range and open the report. Just press enter in profit of the period and come to the closing stock. Again, you press the enter. In that, you will be getting a stock account. Again, you press enter. Then this type of closing stock value updation window can appear. Here you have an option to specify the stock values by month wise. April, May, June, July. Likewise, you can maintain the stock value. And if you require to freeze it, you can freeze. Freeze means locking. Once you freeze the value, then no one they can change or modify the values. This is a very required feature. You have the freezing also. So this is how you can mention the specific stock values by manually. For example, I have a stock value 10,000 rupees in a month of March. So let me update here and I can save it. And this should be reflected in our final results also. Final results also. Okay. So this is how the manual updation process that is available in Busy. You just follow the steps. In my next slide, let me explain you that importing data to a new company via XML. Sometime what happened after changing the or after creating the financial year, somebody there started on new company also, or sometime they wants to manage separately separate company for this financial year onwards. In that case or in that scenario, you have to import the previous year data to the current year, only that master data, so that you can manage using the XML file. So how to export the XML file that I can show you. Under the administration menu, data export import, there you will be getting an option called data export import XML. Use the export data option. In Visio, we have master export as well as transactions export. So master export, you have a different types of masters called accounts, item, material centers, etc. So internally, we have a certain sub filtering also. Suppose in an account itself, you need all group of accounts or some specific group of account that you can decide. So based on your requirement, you can put a filter and you can generate a XML file. The XML file you can you can specify the path over here. For example, desktop you need to generate. You can specify the path. Apart from that, you'll be have a opening balance, closing balance, and date also. You just decide that which one you want. Opening balance, if you required, you can tick it as you can click the checkbox opening balance, or you can click the checkbox closing balance and specify the date if you required. So then what happened? This specific date closing balance to be carried out in our XML file. Okay. So this is how you can export the file. The file will be exported like this. Later you can import it in your new company. The new company you can create, then go to the administration, data export import, and import XML file, and select the file and import it. So this is how you can manage by your requirement. Okay. So now the XML file has been generated. The XML file will be like this. This is the XML file. And you come to the data export import once again in our new company and import the data. Here you can select the XML file. The XML file contains this many masters. You can see the details over here. Material center is 2, account group is 31, item is 5, unit is 12. Likewise, you can see the details. Everything is fine. You can just start to import. Once you press the OK button, then all the masters will be imported in our new company. All right. Similarly, you can import the transactions also. Importing data to a new company via XML. This is completed. In our next slide, let me explain you that reflecting opening stock balance in balance sheet. So opening stock, the opening stock that is in our financial year first day, it is treated as a opening stock, first day opening stock. So how to update the opening stock? You know that the opening stock you can't able to edit in our current year, right? For example, this is my 24-25 financial year. If I wants to change the opening balance, I can't able to change here because it is shows in a it is highlighted in a red color. It can't allows because in my database I have multiple financial year. The opening balance to be updated or edited in first financial year only. Most of the cases we're getting this problem. In this scenario, what I can suggest you that you just switch to previous financial year. You just switch to previous financial year. There you can do the changes of your balances, whatever the changes if you require. Suppose you want to update the opening balance of the party, you can update it over here in previous year. That is possible. This is 23-24 financial year. Here you can able to make a changes. Once you make the changes, then you can carry forward the balances once again. If everything is matching in 23-24 financial year, then you can re-carry forward the balances. Then the balances it can be matched, but you don't try to update the opening balances in 24-25 financial year. It is not possible. Okay. So what I'm trying to suggest you that you can switch to previous year. There you can correct the party balances. Then you can carry forward the balances once again. This is the best option. But here, what I'm trying to explain you that opening stock balance. Opening stock balance, how you edit? Just open the previous year and just open the account, stock account. There is one predefined account will be there, stock. You just modify the stock value because stock opening balances that you can modify here. Okay, if you specify the value like something like 1 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees, then it will be reflected in our final result side. After the updation, you just come to the display final results and you can see the report, profit and loss account. Sorry, balance sheet I have to open, balance sheet. So now you can see the opening stock value, 1 lakh rupees. The 1 lakh rupees, the opening stock value, it was reflected because in a stock account, I was specify the value 1 lakh rupees by manually. So that is the reason it is reflecting here. So this is the way you have to update the stock account balance value in your company data. In our next slide, how to let us discuss that how to see the trial balance mismatch between last year and current year. So these steps you have to check in. These steps you have to follow in our current year. Okay, 24-25 financial year you can open. In the 24-25 financial year, you'll be having one specific report called trial balance opening trial mismatch from previous year. You just open that report. If any mismatches in your data, then that details will come here. Now there is no any mismatch or there is no any problem in your data. Let me generate one mismatch over here. Again, I switch to my 23-24 financial year, and I can slightly modify one of the account balance called Agarwal General Store. Here I can put some opening balance 1000 rupees. And again, I come back to my, again, I carry forward the balances once again. Now it is reflect. After carry forward the balances, uh, it can't shows any mismatch. Okay. Here you can see there is no any mismatch. Now there is no any mismatch. Again, I switch to my previous year once again. Again, I made some changes in the same account. Master account, modify. Instead of 1000, I was put the value 2000 rupees. And I just save the configuration. Then switch to 24-25 financial year. Now the mismatch will come. Display trial balance, opening trial mismatch from previous year. Here you can see the mismatch. So if you are facing this type of problem, I suggested you to run the carry forward balance option to carry it balances once again. If you did that, then this problem may be rectified. If you're anybody there facing this kind of mismatches in your trial balance, so you just run the utility, carry forward the balances. that is available in a previous year, you can switch the previous year and then you can run that utility. Then the balance can be get carried out. And next, I can show you carry forward the GST payable balance to next financial year. This is very important point. Sometime you are filing the GSTR one returns in a April month, March month data you are uploading in April month. Then how to do that? So that you can switch to previous year first. Switch to previous year, and this is my 23-24 financial year. As you know that in Busy we are having a automatic GST calculation utility that is called GST summary report. That summary report available under the display menu, GST reports, GST summary report. You can just open the GST summary report and you can analyze the GST summary. How much is the input GST, how much is the output GST, etc. In March month, you can just analyze the GST summary like this, and you can post one journal voucher by manually or automatically. If you wish to post one journal voucher by automatically, you just press F4 button and you can use the button called regular GST payment. You just use this option, regular GST payment. Use the journal voucher, specify the date. Here you can select the account to be credited. The credited account to be selected as GST payable account. The GST payable account, it was created by the user. It is not a predefined ledger. It is created by the user. And this GST payable account, it comes under the group current liabilities. This comes under the group current liabilities. You just tag the GST payable account here and just save it. So you can see here, there is a IGST output value will be this much. In GST payable account, it was comes under credit side. And the value will be adjusted. Now you just save the journal voucher. So this entry to be done in our previous year. And after that, you can carry forward the balances and switch to next financial year. That is our current financial year 24-25. This is my 24-25 financial year. And when you make the payment to the government, you just post one payment voucher here, payment voucher. Nature, you should select GST payment to government because we're making the payment to the government, right? And debit side, you have to select GST payable account. This GST payable account, it should be comes in debit side. And the balance of the GST payable account will be reflected here. Current balance is 6,03,484. If you want to pay it fully, then you can mention the same specific value, same value, 6,03,484 rupees. And credit side, you have to select the bank name, which bank that you are using in our using for the payment purpose. That bank name you should select. Once you selected the bank, you can get this type of screen. You can mention here. You can mention the challan number, DD number, challan date, DD date, bank name, etc. Bank code. You can mention and you can post the save the voucher. This is how the payment voucher to be done in our next financial year. First, we are posted one journal voucher in our previous year, and I carry forward the balances, and then we will posted one payment voucher beyond on the GST payment to the government. So this is how you can manage your GST payable amount management in Busy in switching financial year case. Okay. In my next slide, let me explain you how to carry forward the TDS payable balance to next financial year, tax deducted at source. Sometimes the user, they are using the TDS entries, they're managing their expenses along with TDS, or sometimes they're using 194Q section, TDS section. In that case, the TDS payable account management is also very required for this financial year case. So how to do that? Let me explain you. First thing, you need to switch the 23-24 financial year. Previous year you can switch. by pressing the F11 shortcut key. Go to the previous year and then you can post one journal voucher. So please note, for the TDS payable adjustment entries, that automatic posting, just like F4 shortcut key, it is not available, that you have to post it by manually. So assume that I was entered one purchase voucher. Here I was entered one purchase voucher by the name of Agarwal General Store. And this is my supplier. I was done almost 50 lakh about transaction with them. So that is the reason, as per the TDS rules, the 0.1 percentage will be applicable. So when you're saving the invoice here, then TDS will be going to charge 0.1 percentage based on the rules. So this is purchase. Okay. Later I can save the voucher. Then TDS reference window, that details window will appear. Here you can check the details and you can save the voucher. Now the purchase voucher has been completed and these details are reflected in our TDS report side. You can see the TDS deduction details by reference wise, deductive wise. That report is available and the value will be reflected here. Now, if you when you're switching the financial year and when you're creating a new financial year, you have to post on journal voucher like this. Just post on journal voucher and select the debit account as TDS on payment or purchase of goods. This one you should select. And the value is 7686. The closing balance you can see in bottom. Current balance, you can put the value. Credit, you can mention the TDS payable account. The TDS payable account, it was created by me. This is not a predefined ledger. This ledger is created under the group of current liabilities. And specify the TDS category. TDS category is gross payment or purchase. And the payment was payment of the quarter is fourth, and you can see the details of the transactions. Both the two transaction will come here, and here you can mention the interest value. If you have any penalty amount, you can mention here, and bank name, it will come automatically. BSR code, you can mention here. Check number, if you have, you can mention here. Once you did that, you can enter the voucher. What happened here, we are not making any payment to the government. Here we are adjusting the vouchers. Well, it's adjustment entries. We're doing adjustment entries. So this is called journal adjustment entry. Once you did that in a previous year, later you can switch to the next financial year. If the financial is already created, then carry forward the balances once again. Like this, you can carry forward the balances. And next financial year, that is in after April 1st, you can make the payment to the government. TDS payment, you can make it. I was carry forward the balances. Now I'm standing in 24-25 financial year, 24-25 financial year. Here I can make the TDS payment to the government. The process will become like this. GST nature, you can select as GST payment to government, and debit side, the ledger TDS payable will come, TDS payable account. Value you can mention here 7686. This is the payment. This much payment we are making to the government. And credit side, you can select the State Bank of India ledger because we are making the payment via bank, through bank. So after that, you can get this kind of screen. Here you can mention the challan number, DD number, challan date, DD date, bank name, bank code, etc. So this is how you can make the TDS payment entries in our current year. And I already shown you how to carry forward the TDS payable balance to the next year and how to make the payment. So this is very simple procedure you can follow if you whenever you require. So thank you so much for your presence in this meeting webinar. For further any assistance, if you require, you just call to our 24/7 help desk number, and our contact number is 8282828282. The number is displaying here. And our email address is support@busy.in. You should call this. You can put a mail in this mail ID, and you will get a call back. So now if you have any queries, you can just put a message in a chat box so that I can answer your questions. Thank you so much for everyone to joining this webinar session.